To say that things have not been going well for Logan Paul lately would probably be a massive understatement. By this point, most people have probably heard of the 3-part series that was done by CoffeeZilla exposing CryptoZoo, an online blockchain game that Logan Paul tried to build. Unfortunately, the controversy surrounding Paul is not over yet, as a brand new problem was brought up surrounding Paul and a former pet pig that he owned. Recently, it was revealed by an animal sanctuary in Santa Clarita that they had to rescue the famous pig from terrible conditions. When they found her, she had tethered ears and a potentially life-threatening infection. She was found next to another pig who already died, and likely the rescuers found her just in time. The pig's name is Pearl, and they posted about the rescue on their social media, where it received massive support but also some massive backlash against Paul. Since this story broke, we have received some more detail regarding the situation, and it does seem like all of this might not entirely be his fault. Apparently, when he moved, he had to give her up, and it was agreed that a farm would take her in. This farmer looked after her until he also moved, at which point she was reallocated once again to a farm across the street, where apparently complete neglect happened. As for Santa Clarita themselves, they said in a post, "Pearl was found alone in a field next to another pig who had passed away. She came to us with tattered ears and a potentially life-threatening infection in her uterus that has since been healed. She's clearly been through so much trauma that we can't begin to imagine. But she's now safe with us at the Gentle Barn." From what we've been told, it's believed she was purchased originally from a breeder by an influencer. People often buy mini pigs or teacup pigs for clout online, believing they will stay small. When they inevitably grow very large and have many unexpected needs, they're sadly discarded. While we don't know everything she's been through in her past, we know her life is now filled with friends, nutritious foods, the highest quality care, and so much love. With that, Logan Paul has responded on Twitter to all of this by saying, "Pearl was rehomed to an amazing ranch that I visited in Santa Clarita when I moved to Puerto Rico. I was unable to bring her to the island. She lived there happily for 10 months before the owner sold the ranch. She was rehomed without my knowledge to the farmer across the street. As far as I know, the farmer called the Gentle Barn to pick her up and denies there was a second pig. Pearl was transferred alone. This is an incredibly heartbreaking situation. I had Pearl for 2 years. I'm beyond thankful to the Gentle Barn for taking her in, and will do whatever I need to aid in Pearl's care." He also sent out an email that reads, "Dear Gentle Barn, it was just brought to my attention that a pig I owned nearly 2 years ago, Pearl, was rescued and rehomed by your organization. With every ounce of gratitude I have, thank you. Pearl lived very happily at my home in Encino for about 2 years. She was treated like the princess she is, bathed regularly, ate a variety of healthy meals, roamed the yard, and had a shelter and pen of her own. I'd even sleep with her sometimes. You'll come to find she's a very friendly pig and loves to cuddle. When I moved to Puerto Rico in April of 2020, she was unable to come with me, so she was rehomed at a horse ranch in Santa Clarita. From my understanding, she lived fruitfully there for about 10 months until that homeowner moved as well. Pearl was then rehomed to the farmer across the street with the promise of care. I've heard that he called your organization to pick her up. It's shocking and heartbreaking to hear the state she was found. I wanted to reach out personally and say thank you for taking her in. For what it's worth, I'd love to send a token of my gratitude to your organization for taking Pearl in and doing something so kind. I thought she was at a good home, but regardless, she is now, and I'd like to contribute to her care again. I can't thank you enough for stepping in. Please let me know how else I can be supportive." So that is where we are at right now with this whole situation. Unfortunately for Logan Paul, it does seem like things are just getting worse for him since the whole CryptoZoo situation. Right now he is drawing the ire of the whole internet, and it will likely not slow down anytime soon. People are also still waiting on him to properly respond to the crypto scam allegations, as most feel like his first few responses were absolutely terrible. In his first few responses, he managed to deflect away from all criticism, failed to engage with any of the points made against him, and also failed to take any accountability or apologizing to the victims. On top of that, he also threatened legal action, which is just a terrible idea. He has since backtracked from all of that and stated that he will be coming out with a new response where he plans on taking better accountability. But only time will tell exactly how all of that is going to play out. Logan Paul, unfortunately, got himself into this whole situation, and honestly, it was never necessary. He is already incredibly rich, and there is no reason for him to do these types of crypto rug pulls. The only conclusion that I can draw is the fact that Paul has a deep addiction to money and loves it way too much. That is the only reason for a person of his wealth to get involved with these types of things. But at the end of the day, we will have to wait and see how all of this play out. Right now, he is going to get a lot more criticism until such time he decides to make everything right, take accountability, and stop doing these types of crypto scams. This is not the first time he has been involved with these crypto projects, but hopefully it will be the last.